and this is Who's Winning 2024, powered by Statistically Speaking. Today, the focus of our discussion, our survey, is the state of West Bengal. 42 Lok Sabha constituencies. It's a tight battle between the BJP and the TMC. Who's going to win the maximum seats is the question. And let's quickly take a look at the survey. How have you all responded to the questions we have asked about who do you think is going to become the Prime Minister of the country in 2024? Let's take a look. Here are the questions. Question number 1, talking about what is your biggest issue in the Lok Sabha elections? Well, 42.71% of the people have said that unemployment is the biggest issue for them for this Lok Sabha elections. After that comes corruption at 22.07%. Then there is development at 19.75%, inflation at 8.94%, none of the above at 6.49%. Question number 2. The survey question that we asked our audiences was, on what basis will you cast your vote in the Lok Sabha polls? Well, the work done by the political parties is the number one reason that people will come out and vote, which is at 60.36% in their favor. Party, depending on which party, is what the people think. 28.26% of you feel that you will vote, come out and vote for a particular political party that you have a preference for. Candidate, 9.52%. Religion at 1.58%. None of these are the options for a minuscule 0.28% of the people who have taken this survey. Quickly taking a look at question number 3. How has Narendra Modi performed as the Prime Minister of the country? Very good at 30.88%, which is trailing because 32.09% of you have said that Narendra Modi has fared very well as the Prime Minister of our country in the last 5 years that he has served the nation, 10 years that he has served the nation. 28.5% of you feel that Narendra Modi has performed averagely, and 8.49% of you can't make up your mind as to how the Prime Minister of our country has performed. Quickly taking a look at the next question, how will the Modi factor work in the Lok Sabha elections? 32.46% of you feel that Modi factor will in fact work very well in the elections. 29.87% of you feel that Modi factor will work fairly well for the upcoming elections. 17.62% of you feel that Modi factor will work averagely for the coming elections, and 3.17% of you feel that you don't have at this point of time an opinion, can't make up your mind about whether the Modi factor will work or not. And finally, if we take a look at question number 5, who do you think will form the government in 2024? Well, 33.33% say that government with regional alliances are going to be forming government in the center in our country. India Alliance at 8.91%, and 55.35% feel that NDA is going to come back with a thumping majority, win the election and form the government. 2.41% of the people feel that they cannot make up their mind as to who is going to be forming the government, winning the election. Now that we've taken a look at the survey, interesting results. In fact, the number of states that we have surveyed up until now, maximum of the surveyors have given this response, which has heavily favored the NDA, which has heavily favored Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, joining me on the telecast is Tathagatha Roy of the BJP. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the telecast. And of course, I start my conversation with you. You've heard the results, you've seen the survey, and how do you view the situation where in West Bengal, TMC has been at the forefront, has been winning assembly elections and Lok Sabha constituencies as well? Do you think there may be a tide that might change in favor of BJP in 2024?
See, first I'll enter a very small correction. I am no longer any kind of office bearer of the BJP, but a very small supporter, a very strong supporter.
Okay.
I was state president and a member of the national executive at one time.
Yes.
Now, coming to your questions, see the elections that have taken place so far in West Bengal, starting from the 2021 assembly elections. They have not been fair elections. I will try to be circumspect in choosing my words. And I'll say that they have been not only less than fair, but some of them have been violent. Particularly, the aftermath of the 2021 has been violent. And now, before this election, people have apprehensions of what will happen after the elections are over. The other thing is, in between elections that have taken place, that is by-elections and elections to Panchayat, in West Bengal, all even elections to Panchayat are carried out on the party symbol. These elections are managed by the state government, and the state government, the state bureaucracies, the state machinery, the state police. In West Bengal, they are notoriously partisan. So no surprises in what the result of the thing was going to be. But this time, the kind of overwhelming response that you have got in favor of the NDA coming to power again, that is 55%, would indicate that if people have the freedom to vote, they will choose the NDA, and the BJP will, because there is no other partner of the BJP NDA here.
Okay. So, but you know, Sandesh Khali has been in the news for much part of the election campaigning season and even before that. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself had visited Sandesh Khali, met with the women, spoken with them, done rallies. How do you think is Sandesh Khali going to impact the voters' preference towards a political party in West Bengal?
It is certainly going to affect the voters' choice, but there is a but, that is, provided the BJP canvasses this issue with sufficient skill. There is some lack of skill, lack of planning manifest in BJP. I sincerely hope that by the time the elections come, they will be able to get their act together. But assuming that they do, Sandesh Khali is going to affect this thing in a very big way. See, the kind of corruption is one factor, but the molestation of women, the brutalization of women, that has been done in Sandesh Khali and has been publicized to a great extent, that is going to have a big effect.
Right. Now, you know, when we take a look at the tally, what happened in 2019, BJP was able to increase the number of seats it won in the Lok Sabha elections as well as in the assembly elections. What is it that BJP, according to you, is doing on the ground to increase that number further?
See, in 2019 elections, Modi was such a bombshell. Just the name of Modi and the lack of a credible alternative was such a bombshell that in 2019 people voted overwhelmingly for Modi. Even the most optimistic BJP supporters did not expect that the BJP would get 18 seats. At that time, I was not in the state. I was governor of Meghalaya. But even so, I followed the election very carefully. And what I found out is that, the impression that I got is, it is almost 99% because of Narendra Modi that the BJP got such a huge number.
Okay.
Now, 2021 was a very, very dicey election. Before that, the BJP functionaries, the BJP campaigners, they had started speculating that they would definitely come to power, and they had even started thinking of who will take what portfolio, who will become what minister. When the results came out, it was the whole thing was an anticlimax. And the story behind all of it is that something that I don't know, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. All right. On that note, let me also get in a TMC spokesperson, Manav Jaiswal, is on the telecast with me. Manav, how do you view our survey results that have come out? The people have voted vehemently in favor of the Modi factor and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's performance in the last 10 years and particularly in the last 5 years, on the basis of which they are going to be casting their vote. And this is the focus in West Bengal, and people have backed Narendra Modi, people have backed NDA and look forward to the party forming the government in 2024 as well.
First of all, namaskar to the nation from your end. Well, I was listening to one of the most senior leaders of our country. Personally, namaskar to you, sir. And with what the research sir had given and put it across on the panel, it is proven by far that BJP is not in the fray. He has actually stated how the BJP has manifested the kind of candidates they have got. They have unable to place all 42 candidates as yet, till date. There have been a lot of inter-fight in the BJP. The leaders in Darjeeling, they're one of the Darjeeling MLAs. He wants to stand against the BJP candidate from Darjeeling. There has been one Mr. Ghosh, Rudranil Ghosh, who has exited 72 WhatsApp chats in one day. There have been a lot of places where BJP has been unable to transcend the power and the courage from the point of view of the candidates. The Karyakartas of BJP are not really happy. There is no Karyakarta left with the BJP in Bengal. We can also correlate what happened in 2021 or what happened in the Panchayat election. So it was very gracious to say that there was a state machinery which works out on the Panchayat elections, which carry out the duties of the Panchayat elections. But we forget that 2021 was the era which saw BJP with so many dates of elections, with so many companies coming to Bengal, everywhere from Seetal Kuchi to everywhere. They wanted to create horror of central forces. But what really happened? The people of Bengal have rejected BJP.
If you take a look at the assembly election results, the last time around the elections took place in Bengal, when you take a look at the Lok Sabha numbers for the BJP, the number of constituencies it has been able to gain, and how do you view that? And is that going to be the precedent for this election as well?
Megha, first of all, you have to understand, post 2019, there have been many more elections which has happened. You have got corporation elections. The biggest election that happened was in 2021, where you had the total fleet, or the tourism ministry of the BJP, the Bhrastachari Jumla party, visiting Bengal, and they wanted to capture Bengal. The Zamindari system, the Rajwada that BJP want to continue in Bengal, that did not happen. That did not transcend to the people. It did not convert into the vote. They might say, okay, they have increased the number of seats in the assembly, which can be okay to give them a go. But eventually, what really happened?
But the fight that used to be at one point of time between the TMC and the Congress and the left have been left behind. It is now the TMC and the BJP that are at the forefront.
Well, you have to realize, Megha, the people from basically the leaders of the CPIM and the Congress, and most of the people, they have moved to BJP. BJP, you see, there are a lot of leaders today. Who are the leaders? Who are standing? Who are the candidates? Suppose who is he? He's an ex-TMC. Shubhendu Adhikari, ex-TMC.
But do you think the people are voting for the local candidates who are being fielded by the BJP? Or do you think the Modi factor, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's been rallying the length and breadth of the country, he is the face and people are voting in his favor? People are voting keeping him in mind. That was also one of the questions that I had asked my viewers who had taken this survey from West Bengal, that is the Modi factor working? And how do you think is the performance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi? And an overwhelming percentage of the people who have taken this survey say that the Prime Minister Modi performance has been exceedingly well. And the Modi factor is in fact working very well. How do you view this in terms of the argument that you are putting here?
First of all, I need to tell you one thing, that the Bhrastachari Jumla party's leader, the biggest pracharak of all time, Shri Narendra Damodar Das Ji Modi, has a very good knack of advertisement. Eventually, the half of the people in the country, they don't know what is the debt of the country today. They don't know what deficit we are having on the fiscal deficit. They're talking about the development, they're talking about the unemployment, they're talking about the exchequer expenses which is happening eventually today.
Okay.
You know how things have been rolling down. Eventually, what has happened? What is Modi ji doing? Modi ji is doing everything. He's got the new weapons: ED, CBI, income tax, election commission. Where is the election commission today? When the model code of conduct is active and Modi ji is going around in the IF helicopter, he's using kids.
So then, Manav, if India Alliance loses the election, are you going to blame the election commission for being biased towards a political party?
Mega, you have to understand.
I'm just asking you a question because you're saying that the BJP is using election commission as a tool to further its cause.
Of course, it is.
So that's why. Are you going to blame the election commission if you were to lose the election? And what if you ended up winning the election?
Mega.
Will you take back your words? What if you ended up winning the election? Are you going to take back your words?
Mega, fact cannot be changed. It is our duty in the democracy. We have to bring facts out to the public, to the people of the country. Today, it is not India Alliance. It is not about Mamata Banerjee. It's not about TMC. It's the country fighting against these atrocities of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay.
The Bhrastachari Jumla Party.
Okay.
The country is fighting. The women are fighting. The kids are fighting. The Yuva are fighting.
Okay, all right.
The people who did not get jobs.
Fair enough. You made your point, Manav. Now I'm going to take my viewers to West Bengal, various parts of the state where my colleagues have gone down, spoken to the people. Let's take a look at their reactions.
Who will win is dependent on the voters who will vote. But I personally think that the BJP government should be removed. And that's my opinion, because I think it's very much needed right now. There are multiple issues. The issues that the government is creating are forwarding by the media are mostly the Ram Mandir and etc. issues, but there are much more important issues like the electoral bond and etc. where the economy of the state is moving further in the rightward direction, and I think that's very wrong, and I will vote against it, of course. The next government needs to improve on healthcare, education policy and etc. issues, because such issues we are seeing that in India after the implementation of NEP, the increase of unskilled labor is increasing, and there is very much uncertainty in the sector of jobs, and these things are very much looked over by the government, and people are not responding because the government is creating issues like the Ram Mandir, religion and etc. to misdirect them.
इस गवर्नमेंट को अगर वेस्ट बंगाल की बात आए तो मेरे ख्याल से शिक्षा एक बहुत बड़ी बात है, तो उसको इम्प्रूव करना बहुत जरूरी है। अगर शिक्षा सही तरीके से दिया गया है तो नौकरी देने की जरूरत नहीं है, बच्चे लोग छीन के लेंगे नौकरी। ये जैसे कि 5 to 8 स्टैंडर्ड तक एक बच्चा फेल करे पास करे उसको अपर क्लास में भेज दिया जाता है, जो कि मेरे ख्याल से सही बात नहीं है। उनको भी समझना चाहिए कि फेल हो तो मतलब फेल ही हो, तुम्हें पढ़ के ही आगे बढ़ना है।
When the election took place last time in 2019, obviously the BJP led NDA on the election nationwide. But now this time, other parties like the CPIM, the CPI, and the left front has to give a good fight, because what is happening in India, communal rights, no employment, the poverty rate is going up day by day. So yeah, left has to do something.
Actually, there is no opponents, because the people of India decided already who will go to sit on Prime Minister chair, and that is only one person, that is Narendra Modi.
I guess obviously BJP, because there are no as such oppositions.
I will vote for the party who will work for the Indians.
जी मुझे लगता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे।
लगता नहीं, पूरा विश्वास है कि इस बार जिस तरह से नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 10 साल से काम किया है, जनता पूरी तरह से आश्वस्त है कि उन्हीं को इस बार भी प्रधानमंत्री बनाएगी।
I personally expect some other government rather than the BJP, the fascist regime to come in power.
हमको लगता है बीजेपी छोड़कर और कोई ऑपोजिशन अभी बचा नहीं है पूरा भारत में। और देखें पूरा इंडिया में जो उन्नति हुआ है और पूरा एमएसएमई बोल सकते हैं, मुद्रा योजना लोन बोल सकते हैं, मेडिकल कॉलेजेस बोल सकते हैं, बहुत सारा डेवलपमेंट हुआ है। उजाला गैस योजना, घर घर में गैस भी पहुंचा दिया है। और जो बाथरूम वगैरह है वो पूरा भारत में अभी तक ये स्वच्छ भारत अभियान जो हुआ है ये बहुत इफेक्टिव हुआ है पूरा भारत में।
All right, so you took a look at what are people saying on the ground. There are mixed reactions. There are many who are saying that there is no opposition left to the BJP, and it is once again going to be Prime Minister Narendra Modi who's going to win the election and become the Prime Minister of the country. There are several others who want another voice of opposition to come to power, to fight it, to battle it out with the BJP and put the perspective of the people who are in dissent of the policies, of the way the governance has happened under the NDA rule. Let me also get in my other panelists on the telecast with me. Now, I have with me Joyita Basu. Joyita, quickly a response from you. Now, this has been a situation where volatility and violence continues to be the focal point every single time elections are held, whether they are assembly elections, whether we talk about the panchayat elections, whether we talk about the local body elections or Lok Sabha elections. Why have people started to see West Bengal where every single time when there's such elections, or why have people of the country started looking at West Bengal as a state which is mired with violence and lawlessness?
I have started calling Bengal as the wild east of India. You know, it is not the wild west, it is as bad as in terms of it's the wild east of India. It has taken over that mantle from what Bihar and UP used to be once upon a time. It is totally Bengal. Yes, of course, when you are looking at the history of Bengal in terms of violence, political violence, it has been there for a very long time. I mean, the left is guilty of it, the Trinamool Congress is guilty of it. Both the parties, I mean, they have nurtured it. There has been a total, complete criminalization of politics, and what we are witnessing, I mean, you see, voter muzzling has been turned into an art form in that state. People are not allowed to vote. I mean, there are, in the rural areas in particular, there are election after election where people have not been allowed to come out to vote. You see, because what happens, because the election commission, the booth-wise voting that takes place, the parties get to know. So they earmark certain villages. Okay, this village is going to vote for the left. This village is going to vote for the BJP. So it becomes very easy for whichever party is ruling.
Is the new entrant, which is the BJP, has also started indulging in the same, but perhaps because that's the way elections are won and lost in Bengal.
I don't think you know what exactly happens in Bengal. You know, I mean, and the kind of please, please let me speak. You are not. Nobody is going to disturb me, Megha, when I am speaking. Okay, the problem that happens is Bengal is this a complete politicization of the.
Let Joyita speak what she wants to. Manav, I'll come back to you. I gave you enough time. I did give you enough time.
Let her complete.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole point is, you see, politicization of the police all over the country is a fact of life. But when it comes to West Bengal, again, I'm going to say it has been taken to an art form to the extent. You see, which other state? UP, we can understand in terms of the breadth of the state, 80 seats over there, we can understand why an election over 7 phases is required. Why would Bengal with only 42 seats? I mean, I can understand even Bihar, because Bihar has been a lawless, frankly. Why would Bengal, the so-called abode of the Bhadralok, okay, you know, the genteel Bengali of that culture would need such an election that is spread out like this. There must be a reason why. And if you keep your ears and eyes open, you will see the blatant use of violence. And if you are looking at the, you know, to say that, you know, violence is in the DNA of Bengali politics, sorry, it does not justify that violence.
But
if you have to live
Mamata
in the
Banerjee has
modern
also
world,
raised a
behave
point on
like
this.
civilized modern
Mamata
people.
Banerjee has said, why is there a need for the election commission to announce the dates for the election in West Bengal to 7 phases? Mamata Banerjee wants the elections to finish in 1 phase.
Well, the whole point is that if the conditions were such that, you know, an election in Bengal could be, you know, done in 1 phase, I'm certain it would have happened. There are bigger states where elections are happening in 1 or 2 phases. Maharashtra and all, I think, has more 48 seats over there. Why isn't it possible in Bengal? Again, because political violence is in the culture, as I said, in the DNA of Bengal, but does not justify that.
Okay, all right. Let me also get Ashutosh Sharma. And Ashutosh, coming back to the survey results, because that's the focus area of my discussion over here on Statistically Speaking, about the number, and this is particularly about West Bengal. So now, amongst all the states that I have at this point of time done the surveys, and they have all been BJP ruled. And in Punjab, that was one state that is not ruled by the BJP. There were a large number of people who came out in support of the opposition parties, and Aam Aadmi Party, saying that it is going to be India Alliance that is going to cobble together a unified coalition to form a government against the BJP. But in West Bengal, which is ruled by another opposition party, people don't seem to have that sentiment.
Megha, I've been listening to all the panelists about the elections in Bengal. The history, as the history says in Bengal, whenever there's an election in Bengal, there's been always violence. So first, keeping in view, the elections have been held in several phases. Number two, at present, what we have seen in the last 10 years, it is the wave of Modi. It's a Modi era, not only in India, but it's worldwide. Modi has become the global leader. I'm not a supporter of BJP or any person in particular, but I'm just giving my views as a political analyst on that. Modi has made a name worldwide in India, and Modi has brought tremendous changes to Indian economy. And now Indian economy is the 5th place in the world, and it soon is going to be the 3rd in another coming few years. Seeing the progress is being made and the promises being made, most of the promises have been fulfilled. Like one of the panelists, he was pointing out the joblessness. The youths, after getting their due qualification, there's a mass unrestfulness among the youths that they are not getting jobs. It is one of the problems, which is a major hurdle, which I have seen in other states also. The elections in Uttar Pradesh, in other places, the youths are looking for jobs, but enough jobs have not been created. But like Modi has been giving different, various kind of incentives to states, seeing their problems, what are the problems, where they're lacking in the development. And wherever there is a double engine sarkar, the central government and the state government are in coordination, they are in tandem, they are working together. The change they have been brought and the progress is phenomenal. So people seeing the record of other states, in Bengal also, people are thinking when we see the progress is being made by other states, like take an example of Uttar Pradesh, which is the largest state of India, which is having about 80 parliamentary seats, and the population is about 25 crores, 250 million, which is 4 times bigger than that of United Kingdom. So law and order has been brought down. Law and order has been brought. And now the ladies in Uttar Pradesh, they can walk freely. They can go out in the evening also, whereas earlier it was not possible.
Yeah.
Bihar
again,
state,
you know, but do you think West Bengal is a tough cookie to crack? Because
tough. I won't say it's an easy.
Right from
easy
the time of the left ruling that took place, and then Mamata Banerjee took over, that was also, you know, rift with violence. It was ridden with violence, and that's exactly the politics that we are seeing now as well. Quickly, would you, Mr. Sathakatha Rao, you wanted to make a comment on this?
Megha, on this, I would say that Bengal's history in the past, whenever there's been election, there's been violence, and there's been no election where there's no blood shed in Bengal. So keeping in view, I'm sure that BJP is going to improve on the past.
But that's the challenge. Will the BJP be able to do it? Because when what we saw,
no stopping.
Yeah.
From previous 18 seats, they are going to further improve.
Yeah.
Modi has set target of 25, 1 or 2 seats minus plus. The record result will be certainly better than the previous one.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. All right.
Nothing.
Okay. Manav, you want to quickly make a point? I'll come to you, sir.
Then I need to add something, like when I was listening to Joyita, I mean, she's actually a liar, to be very honest. She has forgotten what CPM is to do. She has forgotten what BJP today is actually a culmination of the CPIM members and the other members who are actually hooligans and criminals. They have been giving tickets to the criminal who's a drug peddler. This is the BJP. I'm very sorry to say, Mr. Sharma, he has got a dream that BJP will come into fray in Bengal. BJP will never.
Manav, can you tell me any party which doesn't have member of the criminal record?
Sir.
Tell me one thing. You are pointing out BJP.
I don't need to say.
Are there no criminal in the TMC?
You have a candidate who is a drug peddler who has been caught. BJP, the Bharatari Jumla party, has a new president.
Can you say that there are no criminals in TMC?
Members of any political party. Yesterday you are corrupt and
Manav, let me go to Mr. Tathagata Roy as well. He wants to make a point. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to Chandni also. Of course, Joyita wants to also make a comment. But Mr. Tathagata Roy, yes.
Yes, Mr. Jaiswal is telling fairy stories. The extent of criminalization of politics in West Bengal has got to be seen to be believed. And it's very difficult for outsiders to imagine the extent. And the criminalization is not between party and party. It is also within the party. Last year, in a village, very tiny village called Bogtui in Birbhum, 9 people were burnt alive, and it was an internecine fight of the Trinamool Congress between themselves. And it's happening all the time. Now, the latest thing is about this mafia don Shah Jahan, who used to rule over a large area in the Sundarban. He used to inundate people's paddy fields with salt water and grab them. This kind of thing, I mean, it will take 1 hour to explain the entire lot. See, instead of going through all these things, which Trinamool is not a party as such. It is one leader surrounded by a huge bunch of crooks. And among these crooks, there are people, this mafia don like Shah Jahan, or people like Partho Chatterjee, who was the education minister and who is behind the bars now, in whose house or in whose concubine's house, 52 crores of rupees in cash have been found, and consideration for jobs in the education department. Practically the whole of the education department is behind bars. And the judiciary has not given them. Anyway, I'll just finish with one note. Someone had raised the point is, what is the solution for West Bengal? The solution for West Bengal is depoliticization of the polity. In West Bengal, everything is politicized. Everything is politicized, whether a person will get admitted in a hospital or not, whether a road will get repaired or not, whether a particular person will get some kind of largesse from the government or not. Everything is
politicized. But Mr. Tathagata Roy, this is exactly what opposition is also saying, and TMC, all the investigative agencies, all the independent agencies, the election commission, the enforcement directorate, they are all highly politicized. That's also the allegation coming in.
Very good point. Now I ask them that when these people are arrested by all these agencies like CBI, EDA, NIA and income tax, when they are hauled before a magistrate, before a court, why doesn't the court give them bail? Because there is solid prima facie evidence. Take the case of Partho Chatterjee. Can you imagine 52 crores of rupees in cash have been found in his house? It has not been found in anyone else's house because the rest of the people have taken fright and then, but Pathakari was the first one to be nabbed by CBI. So this is the point. And one more point. You see, this politicization is not the Trinamool's job. Trinamool have blindly followed the CPM. The CPM had done it, the left had done it, and Trinamool, Mamata Banerjee must have figured that if this way they could have lasted 34 years, so can I. And she had given carte blanche to all the wrongdoers, all the crooks, all the goons all around her to do whatever.
And that's the point that I wanted to raise, that it's a challenging job if Mamata Banerjee, who at one point of time said was the crusader for justice, for development, for non-violence in the state of West Bengal, when she finally defeated the CPIM and came to power, and now if she is following the same trajectory, what is the promise that BJP will not fall into the same trap? Joyita, quickly coming to you. I'll come back to you, Chandni. Yes.
I'll excuse myself. You know, I've pressed for time. I've got some other appointments. I'll excuse myself.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us, sir. And Joyita, quickly coming to you.
I just want to make a quick point. The Trinamool panelist called me a liar on live national TV. First of all, that shows the culture or the lack of it on the part of him, I would say. Let's hope it is not the culture of his party. Number one. And number two, such is the reaction on what I talked about violence. I haven't even started talking about the corruption part of it. Trust me, Megha, that is the single biggest issue in these elections in West Bengal. And that is where even Mamata Banerjee, who is tremendously popular, even her popularity may not be able to save the TMC this time. The only hope that they have right now is the demography, which is basically the minority vote, the dominance of the minority vote in certain constituencies. This election, the ground is buzzing. We have been listening, not just us, we have, I mean, we have people in Bengal who we regularly converse with. There are WhatsApp groups, and we do talk to people who are surveying the state, the opinion polls and all. We are hearing a lot of things, all right? I mean, if I say that, trust me, I wonder what kind of a volcanic eruption will happen.
Okay, all right. Chandni, quickly coming to you now. How do you view this entire discussion that we have been having for the past 40 minutes, the survey that has the results that have come out, and of course the pointed question I want to ask, if the BJP were to come to power in the center and win maximum number of seats from West Bengal as well, what is the guarantee it will not fall in the trap of the TMC, of the CPIM, and is there guarantee that violence, that West Bengal will be escaping from the clutches of violence under BJP?
All right, so Megha, let's talk the facts right now that we can see that are recorded, in the books everywhere. The people of West Bengal entrusted Mamata Banerjee with their hopes for a safer, more prosperous state. Correct me if I'm wrong. What have they got? They have been rewarded with a government that seems to prioritize political vendettas over public welfare, betraying the trust of millions, and that is the fact. West Bengal under Mamata Banerjee's rule has turned into a breeding ground for political homicides, with a staggering average of 20 political killings each year. And I'm not saying this. This is the official NCRB data saying. And this chilling statistics is not only it not only underscores the state's descent into lawlessness, but it also highlights this government is either incapable of or indifferent to stemming this bloody tide. The culture of fear and intimidation that spreads through the Bengal's current political climate, it stifles the democracy at its core, and it's true. The opposition voices are not merely contested, but are crushed under the weight of governmental coercion. And this leaves the democratic ethos of the state in tatters. Let's not forget the aftermath of the 2021 elections that revealed the TMC's ghastly face of political retribution. The CBI stepped in to investigate 39 horrifying cases of rape, 52 instances of murder. Again, these numbers are not merely statistics. They represent a harrowing ordeal for countless families, and they are betrayed by a government that promised to protect them.
But at the same time, TMC and Mamata Banerjee at this point in time contends that every single time there is a case of corruption, every single time there is a case of lawlessness, every single time there are minorities that have been attacked or women whose dignity has been attacked or compromised, action has been taken by the police, by the state police.
I will like to rebut that. The Mamata Banerjee-led government stands accused of not just failing its citizens, but actively shielding the perpetrators of heinous crimes. Let's talk about Sandesh Khali. For 52 days, Sheikh Shahjahan was absconding. As soon as CBI got a green signal to step in, he was arrested right away. Don't please, Manav Jaiswal, please don't interrupt. They are not only harboring criminals.
Okay, fine. Right now, we are at this point of time. This is conjecture. We at this point of time are conjecturing, because the same way when the Congress or the Aam Aadmi Party cast aspersions on the BJP, accusing BJP of using the income tax or enforcement directorate as a tool, this is also an aspersion that is being cast. You are jumping to conclusions. That's your opinion. You are entitled to it, but we'll have to stick to facts.
Okay, let me state facts then. Recently, Srimati Rekha Patra, who became the BJP candidate is one of the victims of Shahjahan and whistleblower of this case. This is a fact. What did Banerjee government do? Put up a state medical card with the personal information on the social media where she was the beneficiary. It revealed where Rekha Patra resides, her bank details, phone number, everything. Is this not a gross violation of the oath of governance? This is also a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. I do not know why ECI has not taken this up as of yet. Now let's talk about Pramod Yadav, Manik Mohitra. Do you remember them? Just like them, till date, 166 BJP workers have been murdered in Bengal and 37 have been murdered in the aftermath of 2021 election. And I'm not afraid to say that they are state-sponsored. Maybe they are, that's my opinion, but yes, I believe in that. Mamata government has turned the state machinery into a protective shield for lawbreakers. And we were talking about employment, I think. Let me also furnish some data over there. And this is official data from EPFO and ESCI. That's Employee Provident Fund Organization and Employee State Insurance Corporation. The data says that 28 lakh subscribers are added monthly. That means on an average, every year, 3.3 crore were subscribing to this. In last 10 years, 33.6 crore subscribers were added. Now, experts say that 63% is the conversion rate of this. So, Mr. Manav, please tell me, what is 63% of 34 crore?
Okay.
How many?
Okay, all right. Okay, you made your point. Manav, would you like to at this point in time rebut all the allegations being made and the numbers that are being thrown at you?
Now, first of all, I need to address a couple of things. Joyita as well as Chandni, they are far away from the reality. They don't have any reality check parameters at all, first of all. Simultaneously, I need to add one more thing. What do you want to say about the CPIM, the others, and what about the BJP? Your understanding of the WhatsApp group. You are into so many WhatsApp groups, you have forgotten the reality. What is happening? The people of the bigger leaders of yours, they are leaving WhatsApp group day in, day out. The membership is tumbling down. You are managing things on the digital platform. We are managing things on the grassroots level. You talking about what? Atrocities. You understand what is the comment by Mr. Soumitra Khan, one of your candidates? I will gouge out the eyes of the AITC members. Who is instigating? Who is Dilip Ghosh? Who talks about Durga Ma?
Fair enough. I agree. If there are violent tendencies coming in from the TMC and the state machinery, there are also commentary that is being made by the BJP leaders, and they cannot escape. They cannot be absolved of the incendiary sloganeering, comments, speeches that they make. So none of the parties at this point in time can say that they are on a higher moral ground to preach another party. Joyita, you want to make a point? Yes.
To election rhetoric, it goes without saying both parties can do much better. And the fact of the matter is that when it comes to, and both parties are going to the election commission. In fact, for that matter, by the way, Rekha Patra, as far as I know, has gone to that scheduled caste commission. saying basically it's a violation, because it's a fit case to be taken up on this SC thing. So both parties can do much better. If the Trinamool is going to say that, oh, we are whiter than white and it is only the BJP, that is not a fact. Just AITC handle on Twitter, they had put up a cartoon which shows Mamata Banerjee kicking a ladder on which the Prime Minister and the Home Minister, they were trying to climb up. I think that cartoon has been deleted, but the BJP has taken it to ECI. So it is not that only one party is responsible, all of them, all parties, I would say, even the left for that matter. Even the left has also
fair enough. My point made.
Rhetoric.
Point made. I'm going to quickly get Ashutosh Sharma back into the discussion now. Ashutosh, again, I wanted to understand how united does the India Alliance see itself, keeping in mind there were also altercations between the Congress and the TMC. I think the TMC continues to hold its ground and fight all the 42 seats alone.
To my mind, so what I think, there is no India alliance. They've been talking of the alliance. They say 28 parties are joining together, but on one time or another, one party is leaving. Mamata is leaving. Mamata Banerjee says something. Nitin says something. And I have never seen that opposition, India, has been together. They have not come with a vision. They have not come with a plan. What is the future plan? What they will do if they come into power? Who will be the leader? Because everybody wants to become the Prime Minister and country has to have one Prime Minister only. Number one, what is their vision? What is their plan for the next 5 years? What are they going to do? Are they going to implement? Are they going
Congress is going to release its manifesto in a couple of days.
Congress is almost on the verge of extinct. The oldest party of the country.
But don't you think at this point of time it doesn't matter how important or significant the contribution of Congress is till the time the opposition is united? Therefore, if you take a look at Congress, it is sidestepping. It's taking a back seat in West Bengal where TMC is strong. Similarly in Uttar Pradesh. Similarly in Bihar, where it has gotten 9 seats. Doesn't matter how decimated Congress feels at this point of time. But more important is for the India Alliance to give a tight fight to the BJP. Manav, quickly a response from you, 30 seconds.
I wish the
India Alliance is very much existing, and the whole concept of India Alliance is to support every possible leader who is against the BJP, who is there to fight against the BJP, and who is there to win against the BJP. We are not here to be taking, okay, fine, let's give her a ticket to a Congress and let the vote divided. We don't want to divide our votes. We want to concentrate on every seat. Hey, you can understand the kind of shivering that BJP has got.
Yeah.
They're shivered to spines.
Okay.
They're going against every chief ministers of the country. They are going against every possible leader of the country. Bringing ED, CBI, Election Commission, bit of a media.
Okay, fine. So Chandni, quickly, last 30 seconds before I take you on the ground in West Bengal and actually gauge people's reactions. You want to make a point, Chandni, particularly with regards to the strategy. Do you find the strategy of India Alliance, of the opposition, much stronger than it was in 2014? More cohesive action, more cohesiveness being seen in terms of seat sharing and more cooperation?
See, first of all, I do not see there is an alliance. There is an alliance of convenience. Wherever they feel there is convenient, there is an alliance. Wherever there is an ego issue, they do not have an alliance because they do not want to share any seats. Right? So there is no alliance.
It very logically makes sense that the Congress not fight the seats where TMC has been traditionally winning. Congress does not have a foothold. Why would it want to cut TMC's votes when they are fighting against the BJP? I think it's a very sane, smart strategy to play.
Maybe that's your take. Maybe that's your take. What I understand from my end
I think it's the most logical way. Anyways, okay. All right. Thanks, Chandni, for joining me on the telecast. I thank you all for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. I'm now going to take my viewers on the ground in West Bengal. My colleague over there has spoken to a number of people. He has spoken about how things have been a focal point, which are the key issues that people are fighting for, want change to happen in West Bengal, and whether TMC is going to come back with a large number of seats being won in the Lok Sabha constituencies, or will this time the tide turn for the BJP? Take a look.
पश्चिम बंगाल का आम आदमी का मन में क्या चल रहा है? 2024 में दिल्ली का जो सिंहासन, उसमें किसको प्रधानमंत्री रूप में देखना चाहते हैं पश्चिम बंगाल के आम आदमी, उस बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। एक बार पूछ लेते हैं, 2024 इलेक्शन आ रहा है, क्या लगता है इस बार कौन आएगा?
तो एक्चुअली हम लोग तो नया कुछ एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मालूम नहीं क्या होगा, बट हम लोग चाहते हैं कि नया कुछ हो।
दादा, 2024 का इलेक्शन आ रहा है, क्या लगता है इस बार क्या होगा? फिर से नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार या नया सरकार?
नहीं, नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ही पक्का है, 400 से ऊपर सीट लेके आएंगे।
क्यों लगता है, ऐसा क्यों लगता है?
क्योंकि उनके आने से इस 5 साल में 10 साल में जो भी काम हुआ है बहुत बढ़िया काम हुआ, लेकिन वो जो रोड का तरफ से और इंसान जितना सुविधा है, एम्स बना है, पश्चिम बंगाल में भी एम्स बना है, कोई तो लाभ हो रहा है।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी को देखना चाहते हैं।
इसके पीछे कारण क्या है?
देखिए, आज तक जितना प्रधानमंत्री आए हैं, ये मेरा ख्याल है कि सबसे अच्छा नरेंद्र मोदी जी है, क्योंकि उन्होंने सारा होल वर्ल्ड में हम लोगों का सर ऊंचा किया, हर एक क्षेत्र में हम लोगों का सर ऊंचा किया। इसलिए हम लोग चाहते हैं कि अगर हम लोगों को जो रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं एज ए प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में, वो नरेंद्र मोदी जी हो, उनसे हम लोग बहुत खुश है।
इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रेडिक्ट, बहुत मुश्किल है बोलने में, और बट आई वुड ऑलवेज लव टू सी आवर नरेंद्र मोदी जी आने के लिए। आई विल ऑलवेज प्रेफर टू सी हिम एज अ, यू नो।
बहुत सारे स्कीम है, उस स्कीम के बारे में क्या लगता है? स्कीम क्या बोलेंगे स्कीम के बारे में?
मैं बताती हूँ, 1 मिनट। मैं ह्यूमन राइट काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया की स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट हूँ, ठीक है। तो मैं बहुत सालों से काम करती हूँ, एवं मेरे ये ख्याल है, बहुत कम करते करते ये ख्याल है, बहुत दुख का बात है कि ये जो स्कीम्स जो है ना, आधा लोग या तो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं होता है, पता ही नहीं लोगों का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन क्या है। तो यू नो, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन अगर नहीं हो तो लोगों को कैसे पता चलेगा? इतने सारे मोदी जी ने ट्राई कर रहा है इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के लिए, इम्प्लांट ही नहीं होगा तो फिर क्या होगा? द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन वुड हैव हैपेंड, तभी तो लोग को पता चलेगा ना। अदरवाइज उनका जो प्रोजेक्ट है मोदी जी का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, इट्स वंडरफुल। उसके लिए कोई आई हैव नो वर्ड्स, बट उसको तो इम्प्लीमेंट होना चाहिए। बीइंग इन रेसिडेंट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल, 25 मतलब वेस्ट बंगाल में रहने के लिए मैं तो ये चाहूँगा सब लोगों का, अगर ये ना, दे शुड एंजॉय द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इसके सारे प्रोजेक्ट।
दादा, आप भी तो देख रहे हो कि रास्ते में गाड़ी चला रहे हैं, आपको क्या लगता है 2024 जो इलेक्शन आने वाला है, उस इलेक्शन में क्या होगा? फिर से पुराना नरेंद्र मोदी जी का सरकार या नया सरकार?
नरेंद्र मोदी आएगा।
क्यों लगता है ऐसा?
हाँ,
कौन से स्कीम को रखते हुए, कौन से चीज
देश का बहुत आगे बढ़ रहा है, देश का सब कुछ ही आगे बढ़ रहा है, इसीलिए नरेंद्र मोदी आएगा।
एकदम। आप लोग भी इतने देर से इधर खड़े हो, मैं पूछूंगा आपको क्या लगता है? पश्चिम बंगाल में आप लोग रहते हैं, बहुत सारे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का स्कीम, जैसे कि प्रधानमंत्री जी की तरफ से भी कहा गया था कि नहीं मिलता है। आप लोग तो पश्चिम बंगाल में रहते हो, किस तरीके से देख रहे हैं? आपको मिलता है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का प्रोजेक्ट?
नहीं, बहुत सारा स्कीम नहीं हम लोगों को मिलता है, क्योंकि जैसे आयुष्मान भारत, ये सबसे बड़ा स्कीम है मेरा। बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स लोग दूसरा स्टेट में रहते हैं, बहुत सुविधा मिलता है, पर हम लोगों को आयुष्मान भारत नहीं मिलता है। हर घर पानी जो बहुत अच्छा एक प्रकल्प है, वो भी नहीं मिलता। ऐसे बहुत सारे स्कीम है, नारी रोजगार योजना जो सब है, वो भी हम लोगों को नहीं मिलता। इसीलिए हम चाहते हैं नरेंद्र मोदी जी आए, बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट आए, और हम लोगों ऐसी सुविधा आगे का दिन में हम लोगों को मिले।
इस साल जो इलेक्शन होने जा रहा है, कौन से मुद्दे के ऊपर ये इलेक्शन आप लोग देख रहे हैं?
हम लोग माने पहले तो बोलेगा जी, हम लोग मोदी जी को चाहिए, क्योंकि हम नारी सुरक्षा यहाँ पर नहीं है, बिल्कुल हम लोग सेफ नहीं है। हर टाइम हम देखता है जी, कोलकाता का बाहर में जो रेप होता है, ये हम लोग सहन नहीं सकता है। इसके लिए हम चाहता है जी, मोदी जी हमारा वेस्ट बंगाल में आएगा, एवं आना चाहिए। और हमारा ऊपर वेस्ट बंगाल को नजर देने
आपको क्या लगता है कौन से मुद्दे के ऊपर ये इलेक्शन डिपेंड करेगा?
उन्नयन, डेवलपमेंट, वही एक स्कीम है, वही एक प्रिंसिपल है जो सब चाहते हैं, पूरा एंटायर नेशन चाहते हैं डेवलपमेंट।
देखिए मुद्दा दो है, एक है कि हम लोगों का जो उन्नयन है, जो यहाँ पर वेस्ट बंगाल में बहुत सारा स्कीम जो हम लोग अवेल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं क्योंकि करना नहीं दिया जाता है। और दूसरा है भ्रष्टाचार जो चल रहा है वेस्ट बंगाल में हर एक क्षेत्र में, वो बंद होना चाहिए, इमीडिएट बंद होना चाहिए, नहीं तो हम लोगों का जिंदगी तो खराब हो ही गया। हम लोग का बच्चे लोग हैं, वो लोग क्या देखेंगे, क्या सीखेंगे? बेरोजगारी, लड़कियों के ऊपर अत्याचार, ये सारा चीज चल रहा है। ये तो चलना नहीं चाहिए ना। ये जो भ्रष्टाचार हर एक क्षेत्र में चल रहा है, इसको बंद करना चाहिए इमीडिएट। इसके लिए मोदी जी का गवर्नमेंट मतलब बीजेपी को ही आना चाहिए।
देखिए मुद्दे तो बहुत है, बहुत सारा अच्छा काम किया है मोदी जी ने और बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट में। पश्चिम बंगाल में थोड़ा कम है क्योंकि इधर में तो सरकार उनका नहीं है, लेकिन जिस स्टेट में सरकार है बीजेपी का, वो लाभ बहुत पा रहा है आम जनता। हम सोच रहे हैं फिर से मोदी जी अगर सेंट्रल में आएंगे, गोदी संभालेंगे, तो भारत का और भी विकास होगा।
नया सरकार आने पर क्या चाहते हैं, क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, क्या होना चाहिए अगले दिन?
मेरा बोलना है जो जितना युवक है, पढ़ा लिखा लोग है, उनको अगर नौकरी मिल जाए और कुछ बड़े बड़े कंपनी हम लोगों का देश में आ जाए तो उपकृत तो होगा।
क्या चाहिए कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि जो वोमेन या लेडीज लोग हैं उसको जो सेफ्टी और फैसिलिटी सब कुछ चाहिए। और दूसरा बात है जो आज का काम किसी के बाद नहीं है, लेकिन एजुकेशन सब घर घर में एजुकेशन, लड़का लड़की स्टूडेंट है प्रचुर, लेकिन काम नहीं है। इसीलिए हम चाहते हैं कि कुछ ऐसा कुछ जो काम मिले सबको, उन्नयन हो, बस यही चाहते हैं।
देखिए नया सरकार आ जाने के बाद प्राइस थोड़ा घट जाए हर एक चीज का, ये तो हम लोग चाहेंगे ही। लेकिन एक बात और है जो देखिए, क्योंकि हम लोगों का यहाँ बीजेपी सरकार नहीं है, वेस्ट बंगाल में तो दूसरा पार्टी है, तो वो लोग भी तो कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं प्राइस घटाने के बारे में। हम लोग चाहते हैं कि प्राइस थोड़ा गैस का बोलिए कि पेट्रोल डीजल का बोलिए, हम रोजमर्रा का जो चीज है जो हम लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं उसका बोलिए, प्राइस घट जाए। सबसे बड़ा बात, हर एक आदमी के घर में इनकम आना चाहिए, काम होना चाहिए, नौकरी होना चाहिए, रोजगारी होना चाहिए, फिर तो सब कुछ ठीक ठाक चलेगा। इतना ही चाहते हैं कि इनकम आए, नौकरी लग जाए और प्राइस भी थोड़ा घटे।
एकदम बंगाल के आम आदमी के मन में भी एक ही चीज है कि पहला तो ये साल 2024 में जिस तरीके से चुनाव होने जा रहा है उसमें पहला तो मुद्दा रहेगा डेवलपमेंट, क्योंकि एक से बढ़कर एक नया प्रोजेक्ट प्रधानमंत्री जी की तरफ से सामने ले आया गया। दूसरी तरफ नया सरकार जब आएगा उसके सामने इन लोगों का मांग है कि नारी सुरक्षा, नौकरी और उसके साथ साथ प्राइस जो है प्राइस थोड़ा कम हो, इसका मांग भी बंगाल के आम आदमी की तरफ से किया जा रहा है। कैमरा पर्सन अभिजीत के साथ रौनिक दत्तो, इंडिया न्यूज, कोलकाता।
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.